Hello, happy Sunday. How is everyone? How is your Sunday going so far? Let's see. Who do we have? We have one viewer. Who is that? Ines, hi. She's checking my connection, making sure it's good. So, I told you guys today we'll be doing stuffed grape leaves. So, be ready. Are you ready? And like it says in the title, beware, it's not for the faint-hearted, and I mean it. This might be the most tedious Middle Eastern dish that you will watch me make. Hola, hello Shannon.
Hello.
Hi, and Ines is very excited because this here, it's kind of like almost for Christmas when everybody else makes turkey and ham. This is almost like a Christmas dish because I don't make it very often. The reason, you will see for yourself why it is something that I don't make every day or every week. So again, we are making stuffed grape leaves, and if you have any questions while we're doing this, please ask. That's why I do the live tutorials, and I feel like in the kitchen with you and you're in the kitchen with me. So go ahead, and if you have questions, ask. I try to answer them as I go. Sometimes I might miss one. Go ahead and ask again. My helper is not with me today, so usually she reads the questions back. But I have my other helper, but she's working on her homework. So you got me? Okay. So Inez got me.
For a little bit.
Okie dokie. So here it goes. The ingredients that you're gonna need. I am gonna be making one recipe, even though for us we make double usually. So you're gonna be needing grape leaves, and these you can find them actually at the specialty store. If you have a Fiesta in your area, they have them at the grocery store. They did carry them for a while, so if they do, that's awesome. If not, you might have to make a trip to the specialty store, the closest one to you. The closest one to us is in Austin. So this one here is the 1 pound grape leaves, and what we are gonna do with this, we are gonna place them in boiling water. So we're gonna boil them for a little bit. The reason is so they become soft, because we are gonna be rolling them, and I will show you what's gonna go inside of them and how to cook them as well. Like I said, it is a little longer than all the other dishes, but we have to learn sometime, right? So we have, again, 1 pound of the grape leaves. This is a brand, it doesn't have to be this brand, just as long as it's grape leaves. We have ground beef, and we are gonna be needing 1 pound as well of ground beef. I do like them to have more meat than rice. Others like to have more rice than meat. These definitely are not the vegetarian one. These are the ones that we're gonna be making with meat. There is another recipe for stuffed grape leaves that are made with vegetables and lentils, but I'm not doing that today. So we have that. We definitely are gonna need garlic. We have our rice, and the rice is the short grain rice, and I'm gonna show you what I did. I already washed them in warm water, and I have them sitting in warm water as well. After we brown the beef, we are gonna be adding the rice to it and all the other spices. Spices needed, as usual. You know, I use a lot of spices.
Lots of love.
Oh, thanks. Who is that? You?
No, it's not me.
So we have definitely salt, we have pepper, we are gonna be needing a little bit of chili powder. I will be telling you as I go how much of each. We are gonna need our ground cinnamon, a little bit of the onion powder. We are gonna be needing our ginger, our ground nutmeg, and definitely the allspice, but definitely it has to be the ground allspice. Oh, please don't tell me I'm out.
Yeah, I couldn't find any.
Oh my goodness. Okay, then I'll use the Arabic allspice. So we need the allspice, and when I don't have the one from here, I have my reserve from back home. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here. So I have the water boiling, and I already opened this and empty the water from it. It comes in water and salt and citric acid. It's to keep them longer. So in here there is three rolls of leaves. So it's always challenging to get the first one out, but once you have it out, then everything else comes out faster. You definitely have to be gentle with them, even though they are already, they feel soft. We, like I said, we do like to boil them so it makes it easier and softer to roll. So, okay, here we go. So I'm gonna be placing them in the boiling water. And what you do is you open them. You see that? And you drop them in the water. Make sure to be careful. Okay. So here we go. Actually, this one came with 4. Usually it comes with 3, but I guess they are smaller, which is good. When the leaves are smaller, oh gosh, it's like we hit bingo. We hit the lottery with it because not all the time they are, well, they're not as small. Look, this one's a big boy. That's big. That's bigger than my hand. So I'm gonna put them there. They're gonna boil for about, give and take, for about 8 minutes, at the most 10 minutes. But we don't want to overdo it because then they start falling apart. So let's see. I'm gonna reduce the heat a little bit. By the way, how much water do I have? In case some of you are asking, I did add 20 cups of water. The reason is I do like it for the leaves to be covered, immersed completely in water. So I have 20 cups of water that I already set to boil because it takes time, and I didn't add anything to it. If you are using raw grape leaves, then definitely go ahead and add salt. Add about 1 tablespoon of salt to it if they're raw and fresh, but we don't get that here. And those of you in California, you're lucky. So if you do have a vineyard around you, go and ask them if they can give you that baby grape leaves. That's like the best. I'll be right back. Okay, so while that is boiling, so I just saw that I have people watching all the way from Syria, and that's my Aunt Halida. Hello. So that's a cool thing about the internet now. You get to see everybody everywhere. Okay, so this here is boiling. Meanwhile, we are gonna start preparing the filling for it. I'm gonna cover it just a little bit so it starts boiling again, because since we added the leaves to it, it made it slow down. Okay, so in a saucepan we have, let's use this one. Okay, so in the saucepan we are gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil, and that's gonna be about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. If you prefer to cook with butter, go ahead, you can add butter. If you are one of those who cooks with olive oil, go ahead and do that too. Each one has a preference when it comes to cooking, so I'm not gonna tell you, no, you have to do it this way. It doesn't really matter, since it's just a small amount. And of course, I lost my scissors. No, found it. You can tell I haven't been cooking for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I have witnesses. So I did get the organic beef, ground beef. Nowadays, I guess that's the trend, to get organic stuff. So if you have access to it, good. If you don't, it's okay. As long as it's FDA approved, of course, and it's safe to eat. So here we go. These are very dangerous to deal with, because sometimes what happens, you will have a bubble under the leaf, and then when you try to move them, it pops up. So be careful when you do that, please. Let me show you. Actually, let me bring the camera closer so you can see what's going on. Okay, let me see. There you are. Okay, you see that? I have that phone on a camera stand, that's why it's a little hard. Okay, you see that? So it's boiling. Okay. So I'm gonna give it another like 5 minutes or so. Put it back in here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so here I have the skillet is hot. I'm gonna put my beef. Now with this here, we are gonna brown it just a little bit. Now there is, okay, so back home, the majority of people, of ladies or guys who cook, they don't cook the meat. I do. That's how I learned to do it, and that's how I've been doing it. So what they do is they mix it raw with the rice when they're gonna use it to stuff it. Nothing wrong with that because it is gonna be cooking in broth for an hour to an hour and a half. Of course, in my case, you know that I always like to use the pressure cooker because it makes it go fast, and it's only you have to cook it for is about 30 to 35 minutes. So what I'm doing here is I'm just browning it a little bit. If you see that, okay, I'm gonna start adding the spices in a little bit, and you know I always use my famous potato masher. So that way we don't have big chunks of beef. By the way, for those of you who like lamb, you can also do it with lamb. Now keep in mind it is a strong flavor and you have to really love lamb for you to do it inside of it with lamb. I am going to be using lamb, but not to stuff them with. The lamb I'm going to be using will be for, what we do with it is we put a layer of lamb meat underneath the grape leaves after we roll them, and when we stack them, so when it cooks, it gets all that flavor from the meat, from the lamb meat underneath it. It's not a must, you don't have to do that. I sometimes use chicken, like chicken thighs, or chicken quarters, or leg quarters, or you can do, if you don't like red meat, definitely you can do breast meat as well, but you have to saute it first and with all the spices that it needs, and then you place it under the stuffed grape leaves. So this here, sorry, I'm gonna start adding the spices.
Feel free to ask questions.
And then I'm definitely gonna add the rice towards the end. The leaves are almost done. Ooh, they're boiling away. Okay? You see that? So I'm gonna take them out. I'm gonna reduce the heat just a tiny bit. I'm gonna take them out, put them in a strainer, and I am gonna be running them under the cold water, the sink water, because you want to stop them from keep cooking. You don't want, and besides, you want them to be cool enough for you to hold them and fill them as well. Okay, so the meat, as you can see, it is just brown enough. Just sending me love. Love you guys too. You see that? So here we go. I'm gonna turn the heat off for a second so it doesn't overcook. And then I'm gonna start adding my spices. And here I go. So first I'm gonna use the cinnamon, and I'm gonna use half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I know that here you guys use cinnamon more for like sweets, but we use it for our savory dishes. And I believe by now, those of you who've been watching me, I think that's, you know, that's what I use with almost every kind of meat, right? And believe me, it adds so much flavor to it. So we have ginger, ground ginger. We are gonna use a quarter of a teaspoon of the ground ginger. We can always go back and add a little more if we feel like it needs more. So nutmeg, I am gonna do also a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg, it is a strong spice, so always start with a little bit and then you can always add more. The spices, the full spices from back home, I'm gonna use half a teaspoon. And if you're using the allspice, the ground allspice, you will be doing also half a teaspoon. Salt and pepper, we're not gonna forget that. We also need fresh garlic. So let's see, salt I have half. I have 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and pepper. Let's just use the fresh pepper this time. If you're using the other kinds of pepper, then do about half a teaspoon as well. Okay, these have to come out because they're gonna overcook. Let me get my strainer. So it's not super hot. When I hold it, I have this, I have this, okay? Here I go. Take them out. Be careful, don't burn yourself. I've done it. I burned myself and it hurts. Here we go. Ta-da. Okay. There we go. Okay, so the leaves are ready. I'm gonna again run them under the cold water so they stop cooking. Okay, this is the 1 pound grape leaf. So I'll be right back. Here they are. They are ready. So next we are gonna finish making. The filling. So the rice that I told you guys, of course I have double the amount because like I said, I am gonna be doubling my recipe. I have 5 cups of the short grain rice. It's a lot. So for your recipe, you're gonna use 2.5 cups up to 3 cups. So I would advise you to wash 3 cups of rice because you can always, if you don't need them all, you can make rice pudding with them. That's what we usually do. So draining them. They have been sitting in the water, in the warm water. They've been sitting for about 40 minutes. You don't have to have them that long, but what they do like to do back home is to have them sit for at least 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm gonna add half the amount, of course, because like I said, this is for 2 recipes. So 2.5 cups. I'm adding them to the meat. Definitely have to mix them.
You have a comment.
That's what you have been wanting to learn to do. Okay, I hope you're not gonna regret it. It's a lot of work. But I'll try to make it easy, okay? I'll try to make it look very easy so you guys can try it. So here we go. As you see, I almost, like if you look at it, the amount of, the ratio of meat to rice is almost the same. It's, I like it, like I said before, I do like it to have a little more meat than rice. Because what happens is when we cook them, the rice is gonna expand. If you have too much rice in it, all you're gonna taste is rice. And I don't know, I don't really like that. I like to have meat in my dish. Here we go. Okay, so this is almost ready. 2 more things that I need to add will be the garlic, and it is fresh garlic. I am gonna use 2 cloves, and they are big cloves. If you are a garlic lover, go ahead and feel free to add a little more, not too much, because also too much garlic, sometimes it definitely changes the taste of your food. So just enough to add flavor to it and add a nice taste to it, but not to the point that it will overwhelm you and you won't taste any of the other spices and ingredients in your dish. So these are 2 large garlics. They are humongous. Okay, so my famous garlic squeezer. So that's 1, and that's 2. I'm gonna check for to see how the salt is. because you don't want them to be too plain or too, it has to have some flavor. So let me see. Okay, another thing that I didn't mention that I add to my stuffed grape leaves is mint, dried mint. Some of you may think, oh, that's kind of weird. That's how I learned to make it from my mom and my grandma, so that's how I do it. And this is actually dried mint from back home, and it smells amazing. There you go. Yes, I smuggle spices sometimes, sorry. We all do. So we are gonna add, let's start with 1 teaspoon of the dried mint leaves. Okay, so we added 1 teaspoon. Okay, I'm gonna try to make sure that the spices are good enough. And if they need a little more, I am going to be adding a little more. I like my food to have taste. I don't like it to be bland. So, here I come. I know the rice is raw, but you have to try it. That's good. Hi, Aunt Heifa. I have another viewer from Syria. That's my friend's mom. She is awesome. I love her. We've been friends since high school. And she follows me on Facebook and I follow her too. Amazing people. So, there you have it. Our filling is ready. Actually, I'm gonna add just a little bit of all the other spices that we added before, just a tiny bit. I feel like it can take a little bit more. So just a dash of the cinnamon, a dash of the ginger, and a tiny bit of the nutmeg, and definitely the allspice. Okay, and another tiny bit of salt. I know, I messed up the recipe, right? We just added, so you can almost say that the 1/4 teaspoon ended up being 1 teaspoon, okay? Sorry, that's the thing about being a home cook. You go by what your nose and your taste buds tell you. So this is ready. Okay, so leaves are ready. What is it?
Where can you find the grape?
The grape leaves, actually, they might have them at the grocery store. For a while, Walmart used to carry them. And you might check, you can check, it will be in either the international foods section, or you can also find it in the section where they have like pickles and olives. That's where you can find it too, because it's almost like they're pickled. Okay, what's this for? Oh! Guess what I forgot to add? Chili powder. Oh my goodness. Let's add a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, just to add a little kick to it, okay? Ooh. If you like your food spicy, go ahead and add more. I don't. I like it spicy as far as spices, like flavors. I don't like it to, I need to taste what I'm eating. I don't, when I eat food that's too spicy, I don't feel what I'm eating anymore. And then my sinuses, they get clear, then that's not a pretty scene. So, anyways. So, our filling is ready. Our leaves are ready. I'm gonna do one more thing before we start rolling, okay? So, I told you that we do a layer of lamb meat. Well, I'm gonna show you how we prepare that. So, and this, you can actually use it for other stuff too, like lamb meat, but just the basic, how I do. So over here I have lamb loin chops, and we got the natural ones. And we have 9 pieces of lamb loin. You can use the leg of lamb as well. You can use this guy here too. If you prefer this kind of cut, you can definitely do that. It's your preference. These here, they have more fat, so they are more tender. I'm gonna be using both later, but for now on camera, I'm gonna be using this one. So, I have that. To this, we are gonna add, guess what spices we're gonna add to it? Can you guess? Let's see.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. We have a winner. Anything else? Okay, so here they are. Like I said, we have 9 of them. So I'm gonna add the spices to them, and then we are gonna put them on the heat for them to cook. Or, how do you say it? Fancier. We're gonna fancier them. I'm not very fancy with my cooking or culinary vocabulary, okay? I know how to do it. I don't know what it's called. So, for those of you who have more of a culinary background, please forgive me, okay? So, here we go. For those of you who have never had lamb meat, let me tell you something. It does have a strong smell, okay? So, it's gamey. So, that's why I'm gonna use quite a bit of spices because it's gamey. Okay, let me wash my hands. Okie dokie, here we go. So, we come back to our spices. Let me bring them back because I took them over there. Okay. We are gonna be using cinnamon, and we are gonna do, for this one here, we definitely are gonna need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, so I have 1 teaspoon cinnamon. Let me put it down. Oh, so I have Mr. Don saying that's bringing back some great memories from my child days. Oh, yes, growing up, this is like any kid's favorite dish to, I don't know what it is, even though like you would think, ugh, eating a grape leaf, like what the hey, I don't know, something about it, it's delicious. What should you suggest meat alternative? Could I use meatless meat crumble with the rice filling? You can. I've never used that. You can. But when it's meatless, what they do back home is you can still use a little bit of rice, and what you do also is you use a lentil, the red lentil. And the same thing, you're gonna wash it, you're gonna let it sit in warm water so it becomes a little soft, and then you add vegetables to it, like the tabbouleh, the vegetables that go in the tabbouleh. You can add parsley, not too much though, you're gonna be adding like a little bit, parsley, tomatoes, and in this case it will be more, it has the mint as well, but it has lemon juice in it, so it adds a little flavor to it that's kind of like to complement all these vegetables together. So you can try it that way. If you still want to try it so it tastes similar to this, go ahead and use the meat, what do you call it, meat crumble, or whatever meat substitute that you use, and use the same spices, and let me know what you think and how the texture of it. Even send me a picture. I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. So here we go. So I have 1 teaspoon of the cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of the ginger. Ginger and lamb go really, really well together. Sure, I'm gonna add a little more. So I have another 1/4 teaspoon of that. Okay, lemon pepper. There you get lentils, use them. Okay. So lentils, yes, and if you go to the specialty store, they have the itty bitty lentils. Those are even better because they don't dissolve when you cook them. They stay a little, you can see them and you can feel them when you eat them. Okay, so lemon pepper. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of the lemon pepper. Okay, who's in the office?
I'm printing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I hear stuff in the office and I'm like, who is there? Okay, so my allspice, like I said, I don't have it, so I'm gonna be using a half a teaspoon of allspice, but I have my mixture, and I have nutmeg. Nutmeg we are gonna use a half a teaspoon as well. And then I also have onion powder and garlic powder, and we are gonna be using fresh garlic as well. So I have one teaspoon of the garlic powder, the onion powder. Garlic powder, I will do half a teaspoon because I'm gonna be using fresh garlic in a little bit. Okay, half a teaspoon, and chili powder, why not, a little bit. Let's do half a teaspoon since it's quite a bit of. So again, I have 9 pieces altogether. Let me tell you how many pounds. I have 1, 2, I have 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds of lamb loin. And that should be more than enough. So I'm using fresh ground pepper, depending how much pepper you like, but definitely that does take pepper. And for salt, we are gonna use 1 teaspoon of the kosher salt. Okay, so I'm gonna mix it all together. We're not gonna forget our garlic because definitely we need that flavor in there. So what equals to 2 large cloves or 3 medium ones. So here is fresh garlic that I'm about to squeeze in with the lamb. So can you all see what's going on? There you go. Okay, so again, for those of you who just tuned in, we are making stuffed grape leaves and we're stuffing them with short grain rice, ground beef, and we are gonna be cooking them with on top of lamb. The lamb, we are gonna pan sear them before we put them in our final pot or pan, which that's one thing. There's a lot of dirty dishes that come out of this this dish. So again, all those of you who are new to cooking, don't be scared. It's okay. It's just gonna take you maybe 1 more hour to finish cleaning. But other than that, believe me, it's so well worth it. You will you will appreciate it after you eat it and it explodes in your mouth.
The family appreciates it.
Yeah, the family appreciates it. Yes, so I might be having them helping with the dishes later.
No.
Did you guys hear that? No. Yeah, that's what teenagers do these days. So, I'm gonna put a glove on because
I'm here for emotional support.
yeah, she's there for emotional support. Yeah, it's okay. It's because you have homework now. I'm not gonna say much. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm mixing everything together and we're gonna put them in a pan with a little bit of oil, not much because these already have enough fat in them. You don't need extra fat to cook them in. It smells amazing. Definitely it's gonna make the house smell like lots and lots of spices and garlic. Can you smell it from there, Sarah?
Yeah, it smells good.
Sarah's just so excited. Like I told you guys, this is like Christmas to them. Mom is making stuffed grape leaves, yay!
I'm a little hungry.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait. This is gonna be a long process. Okay, so all of the meat is ready. Yes, any help after it's done, any help with cleaning is really appreciated, you know. So that's why since I'm always so busy, now I have them eat in disposable plates, which I know at the beginning I was so against it. This is not right. I am a mommy. I am not supposed to do that. And then I'm like, forget it.
Hey friends. Oh, this is a stapler.
Inez, how are you saying? It's asking if I want to tag you. If I tag you, I'm gonna tag you with work.
Damn.
No, ma'am. Okay, so my pan, my big skillet. Well, actually, let's use this one here since we're already done with the water for now. Okay, just a little bit of the vegetable oil, about 1 tablespoon. Gonna wait until it heats up. And then we are gonna be adding that meat to it. Meanwhile, let me prepare my workstation where I am gonna be rolling the grape leaves so you guys can see what it takes to make them. Okay, I'll be right back. I have a whole head of garlic here. I'll let you guys know why later.
Oh no.
You're very welcome. I love sharing what what I cook, and I really hope I inspire you guys to cook it too. I know we don't have an Arabic restaurant anywhere close to us, and that's my dream to open one, but I don't know. For right now, I will just do my tutorials, hoping that you guys cook it, and if you don't, maybe you guys can start asking for a little place, and hopefully my husband will finally give in and be like, okay, let's open one. But yeah, Arabic food or Middle Eastern food, it's really delicious and it's fresh. That's a good thing about our food, that we use a lot of fresh ingredients, and that's really good. So okie dokie. So this here is hot, very hot actually. And I'm gonna start putting the glam. I'm gonna start putting them in the skillet. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Okay. Wow, it's perfect. It's like I planned for it to be. Look at this side. Look at this. Look. It's perfect. Thank you, Auntie Em. Look, 9 pieces, and it's like, okay, I'm telling you, like, I just planned for it. I promise you I did it. But I guess I've been doing it long enough that it kind of looks like that, right?
Someone says it has a lot of vegan, vegetarian options. I would love for you guys to open up a restaurant.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true, because we use a lot of fresh products, a lot of vegetables, and really, like, it's healthy. It's healthy options. So we'll keep thinking about it. We'll see. It will be another dream come true. So stay tuned. You never know.
No.
Lily and her craziness.
No.
You never know. Then my kids won't see me anymore. They don't see me enough now. So now they'll be like, okay, Mom. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do just a food truck. What do you guys think? That way they can just come and follow me and go places, huh? I think that would be fun, huh? After judging yesterday at the food truck showdown in Waco, oh my gosh, some of those food trucks were amazing. So maybe I should think about that, huh? What do you guys think? I'll come to you instead of you coming to me. No, just me and my crazy ideas. Don't believe me. Okay, so like I said, we're sauteing them, or
Someone said looks delicious, and I bet it smells wonderful.
oh, it does. The smells. I'm getting hungry too.
Someone said perfect spot would be where El Chico's was located.
Oh my God, I know. It just closed down. That's so sad. That's one of the first restaurants I visited when I first came to the States. It was like, oh, El Chico, that's like a big deal. And then I read that it closed down, so.
And someone said yes, a food truck.
Okay, so I guess you guys have to vote now. Food truck or location? Let's see.
Girl!
What? They're asking, not me. Okay, so while those are cooking in there, I'm gonna get me a tray. And I'm gonna show you how we are gonna roll our grape juice. So I usually get a tray so I don't make a big mess in my workspace. And if I have to move somewhere else, it's easy to move. You just take it with you and you go. So, here we go. I'm gonna put it this way so you guys can see really well what's going on. These guys here are smelling ridiculously amazing. I'm gonna reduce the heat a little bit and let them cook a little longer. And I'm gonna flip them again. So, here you go. Hello. Okay. So, the leaves. After I boil them, I run cold water on them so that way they stop cooking and they are cool enough for me to to hold, because other than that I will be burning my hands and that's not fun. I need my hands.
Do you need help?
You're gonna be helping in a little bit. Just finish what you're doing.
Oh no, I'm watching you.
Oh, you're watching? She's watching me right there.
I'm answering your comments.
So here we go. So like this one, for example, this guy here. This guy is ripped, right? It's your option. It's your choice. You want to throw him away? You can. But actually you don't have to, because it can be used. This is what you do. You just patch it up a little bit, just like that. Okay. And that way it's ready now to roll. See? There we go. Okay, so we get more. Okay, so another thing. When the leaves have this little thing here, go ahead and cut it off. Because if you don't, it's a little hard. Even if it's cooked afterwards, it's a little hard. So just cut that little stem off, cut it with scissors. Okay, so here we go. Just gonna roll a few and show you how I'm gonna put it together and how it's gonna be cooked. And I'm gonna tune all out. I'm gonna shut it off so I can finish cooking them, and then I'll come back and show you what's the final, how the final dish looks. Because I don't want you to get so tired and bored of me, because I know you will. This is a, what we do sometimes is a girls get together thing. So maybe you guys want to do that. Oh, let's have a slumber party. Put them to work. Tell them, okay, tomorrow we're gonna have the best dish ever. And then put them to help you roll them, you know? It's kind of like when you have to make tamales or tacos, or in Venezuela we have the famous hallacas. And we invite each other and we help each other cook them. So, I'll help you out. Here we go. These are looking great. They are already, both sides are, you can say that they're seared. I'm just gonna do one more side, one more time, and turn it off. And what's gonna happen is we are gonna put them in the pot where we are gonna cook them, and we're gonna start laying those on top. Okay, so here you go. I usually do them like this. You can do one by one, but honestly I feel like this is faster. 1 teaspoon. So the filling, let me move this way. How is the angle from there? Can they see everything?
Yeah, I could see it.
Like exactly, a tamale assembly line, I swear. But back home they say, it's a funny saying. I always try to translate our sayings, and sometimes it's kind of funny, the things that come out of my mouth. But they say that help is great. What is it? That help is awesome, even if it's to eat figs together, because that way one goes, gets the figs from the tree, and the other one starts peeling them or washing them or whatever. So, I mean, that would be awesome if we help each other eat the figs, right? Okay, so these guys are, you can say that they are ready. I'm gonna turn off the heat and keep them in there for a little bit. So, you see that? Place it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this in each one of them, and then I'm gonna show you what's next. Can everybody see what's going on? Do you have any questions? Please ask. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Girl.
What? That's how you make them interact. Okay, the bigger ones need a little bit more. So go ahead and add a little bit more. Not too much though. Do not overstuff your leaves. You are not gonna like it. They're gonna explode. Okay. See that? Now. I'll let you do it. Okay, you guys see this? Okay, next. This is what we're gonna do. You get your leaf. You fold the sides. See that? Then you start from here. You have to keep those in. You close and you are tightening it. Don't tighten too much. You're gonna regret it. So you're tightening it just enough to keep everything together. And you roll. It's kind of like you're rolling a cigarette. Okay? There you go.
Girl.
I don't smoke, I promise you. Oh, Miss Brenda, I'm sorry. I'm teaching you how to do it. Okay, again. Sides in. Okay. Back goes this way, so it's covering it completely. And we are rolling. Okay. Another cigarette or cigar. I think they're looking more like cigars now. They're like fingers. Try not to make them thicker than that. Okay, because they are, when you cook them, the rice is gonna expand and they're gonna become fatter. So, you see that? Again, sides in, back down, roll, while tightening them. Here we go. See that? Easy, right? How easy is that? This one here, it seems like it needs a little bit more. Even though it's bigger, it is gonna be a little longer. That's okay, don't freak out. Not all of us are the same, so not all leaves are the same. There you go. Okay, you see that? So I'm covering it. Some people don't close the sides. I can't. That's how I learned how to do it. Okay, I don't want to take a chance and then everything come out from both sides. So I'm teaching you the safe way. Even when I teach anything that has to do with cake decorating, I try to teach you guys the easy way that gets you to your final destination, which that's what you need, right? So here we go. Again, sides in, back down, tighten together, and roll. Okay, I did a mistake here. It is, oh, thank you, Riham. It's inside out, that's fine. Nothing is gonna happen other than it's not gonna be as glossy as the other ones. And Riham here, she's also watching me from either Syria or Lebanon. Where are you now, Riham? So this is neat. I get to connect with everybody from all over. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more because I'm gonna show you how to put it together in the pan, and then I'll hand it over to you. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna make a couple more. So for those of you who just tuned in, so you can see how I roll them. You see how I roll, you know.
Okay, that's where I leave the room.
That's where she leaves the room. Because my kids always say that I'm just, what, extra?
Lame.
I'm lame? I'll show you who's lame. Okay, here. Okay, again. These are like the perfect size. Oh my gosh. Like I said, if any of you has a vineyard anywhere close by, try to pick them to be all the same size. It's like the best thing ever. That's one thing that during spring, that's one thing that they do in the Middle Eastern countries and those countries where they have grapevines. They pick them in the beginning of spring when they're like soft and little and tender and just amazing, and then they preserve them in water and salt, or sometimes what they do is just they freeze them. They stack them and do like seal, they vacuum seal them and they freeze them. Okay, here we go again. We put the filling, we spread the filling. You want to spread it. You don't want to keep it all in the middle. You don't want to be just this big fat thing that is not appetizing. Remember, like I always say, you eat with your eyes first. If it doesn't look good, don't put it in your mouth. Okay, here you go. So sides go in, back goes down, tighten while you roll. This one here, I'm not liking it, so I'm just gonna unroll it a little bit. And there we go. It's perfect. Okay, there you go. Again, sides in, back down, and you roll. Okay, I'm gonna start going a little faster.
It's like speeding up the video.
Yes, I'm like going now on time lapse, but it's real time lapse. See, my little chunky fingers. Ta-da! Okay, There we go. Let me get the pan where we Awesome. See, like that's awesome. If you can have access to that still, tell them to send you some. Okay, my magic pan.
Oh no.
Yes, the kitchen bomb. That's what it's called. If you don't know how to use it, you might actually make an explosion. So be careful, okay? No, don't be scared of it. It doesn't bite. Well, yes, it does if you don't know how to close it. So, okay, I'm looking for ugly leaves here. Like those ugly ones, I'm sorry, I call you ugly, but you're ugly. So, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I kind of have to. Okay, so look what I do. The ones that are very like thick and they're not, yes, you have one, use it all the time. And just like the thick ones and they're not very pretty. They're just the ugly duckling. You know, you just go ahead and put it in the bottom. It's kind of like to protect it, to protect what you're cooking, because it's gonna be cooking for a little bit. Wow, these are humongous. Woohoo! Look at this. It's kind of like what Adam used to wear, I guess, when he was out there in the wilderness. And Eve, never mind. Okay, anyways. There you go. What? Okay, I'm gonna bring the meat, the lamb meat.
Is it cooked?
Yes, and it smells amazing.
Oh, it's for me.
Somebody got my silly joke, huh? Okay, so here we go. The meat that we seared. Oh my God, it smells so good.
Can I eat it?
No. Okay, look what we're gonna do with it. We are gonna place them in the bottom of the pan. I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. And now those drippings, what I actually do is I actually do use them to add some flavor, some more flavor. So yeah, it can become a little dangerous when you're cooking something like this because it's so many delicious flavors involved and it makes you want to eat more. Okay, so here we go. The rest, I'm gonna do another layer, but for right now, just at least to show you the basic, okay? So I have that. I told you about the garlic, the extra one, right? This is what's gonna happen to it. So this extra garlic, that's something that we do. Some of you might think it's crazy, but it's actually really good. You know how sometimes you have roasted garlic and you eat them? Well, instead of roasting them in the oven or anywhere else, we are gonna cook them with everything. So you can actually peel it after it's done and eat it. So this is what I have so far. I have a layer of meat, of the lamb meat, okay? And I have just a big head of garlic in the middle, just because I can. No, actually it adds flavor to it too.
You're cool like that.
I'm cool like that. I just like to put heads of garlic in my. Okay, now time to put the grape leaves that we rolled. I'm not gonna have enough to go all around, but I'm gonna show you at least the basic of how to do it. So what I do is you start placing them. Can you take off the camera? Yes. Give me 1 second. Sarah's gonna take the camera off so she can show you. But, you need to pull it. Sorry. Yeah, don't. My nice camera stand. Show them my camera stand. Look how cool.
No,
Not like that. Don't flip it.
Sorry.
See how cool that is?
Okay, how do you
It's
flip
fancy.
this?
You need to flip it. Let's flip it this way. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'll do it
Like
this way. Uh-huh. There we go.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, she's making you have like it's kind of like what is it? A head spin.
I'm making them dizzy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? So I'm gonna go all around, placing them in this shape. Why? Because when we cook them and everything is good and it's time to eat, we flip it upside down. So the meat ends up on the top and the leaves end up in the bottom. So if you don't have them placed the right way, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna go all over the place. So like that, you put them and you go around, all around, right next to each other. They're like being nice to each other. You see that? They're liking each other. Okay? So I'm gonna, like I told you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing what I'm doing to cook them. This is what you are gonna do. You are gonna add hot water, boiling water, and the drippings that I told you about, you can use them. If you are a vegetarian and you're not gonna be using meat, then I would suggest, sometimes what I do is I use chicken broth, but of course if you're vegetarian, you're not gonna eat chicken broth either. So maybe try doing it with vegetable broth, just something that has a little flavor in it, so it's not just plain water, that you're cooking it in plain water. And you are just gonna add enough water to cover it. So we're talking about 2 cups of water to 2.5 cups of water that you are gonna add. And it's make sure it's boiling, so that way it makes the process faster, the process of cooking. And then if you don't have the pressure cooker, no worries at all. The only worry you have to worry about is you have to cook it for about 1.5 hours. That's fine. First you're gonna have it on medium-high until it starts boiling, and then you're gonna reduce the heat and let it almost kind of like simmer. Have it on low, and meanwhile go clean your dishes, remember the cucumber and yogurt salad that I did a while back? That goes perfect with this dish. So you can prepare all of that, finish cleaning, I don't know, just do something, keep yourself busy. If you have the pressure cooker, with the pressure cooker, what you're gonna do is after you close it, you are gonna, once it starts making the sound from here, and you put your, I don't know what you call this, I call it the little stopper. So definitely you need it on number 2 because you are cooking meat. Number 1, what I know, is for like softer food like vegetables, but since we're cooking meat, go ahead and use the number 2. And once it starts, when it starts making that sound, I always call it that sound, the scary sound, reduce your heat to medium and let it cook for 30 minutes. 30, you can go for 35 minutes, no more than that though, please. And when you open it, if there is extra water in it, I definitely like to let it sit a little bit so all those juices kind of like go back in, and the meat stays tender, and the rice inside of it, it's kind of like making sure that it has enough moisture in it. And that's when you, after it rests for a little bit, you hold your pot and you flip it upside down. I will show you guys later what I did. I will keep filming but not live, so that way I can do small videos and kind of like you can see what happened after I finished from here. Other than that, for those of you who stayed with me the whole time, thank you so much, and I hope if you make it, you enjoy it. Let me know what you think about it, and I won't be cutting you guys this long anymore. It was crazy during the holidays and stuff, so I will try to do this more often, and if there is a day that you guys prefer more than other days, let me know. Other than that, you'll have a happy Sunday. See you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye, friends.